like to make a French-Canadian tourtière today?
No.
No. Out of my kitchen then. Bring in my sous chef.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Talk of the Town. We always have special shows, but today is even more special. Now I'm not trying to take Connie Spiros' position in town as the TV chef, but today we have my mother-in-law is going to prepare a special treat for all of you. It's called, what's it called?
Tourtière.
So this is Sheila Black, and let me give you a little background how this all started. A couple of summers ago, we were up in Canada visiting with Sheila, and she was making homemade strawberry jam, which is my favorite. And I had my camera with me, so I said, Sheila, why don't I film it? So I filmed her making the homemade strawberry, old-fashioned homemade strawberry jam. And so then I threw it on YouTube, and it became an internet sensation. And so we've been getting comments and emails from around the world about her old-fashioned homemade strawberry jam. And so she's down visiting now with the family, and I said, well, she makes this awesome meat pie called Tourtière, and it's actually used often in Canada for what kind of holidays?
Coming Christmas and New Year's Eve.
And so every Christmas and New Year's Eve we have it when we go to Canada, and she always makes a couple extra that we bring back with us. So it's a great treat, and I said, why don't we film you making that for the internet? So we were going to do this just for an internet show. But you know, I think you viewers have been so loyal to Talk of the Town over the years that you deserve a shot at learning how to make Tourtière. Tourtière. You're not going to torture the viewers, are you?
No.
No, okay. So we're going to make some French-Canadian Tourtière, and this is Sheila Black, internet sensation, who's going to prepare the meal for us.
Thank you, Brian.
So enjoy.
This is also Quebecois, rather than just French-Canadian, Quebecois. We'll start at the beginning. It's easy. It's wonderful. We're going.
All right, I'm behind the camera, Sheila.
You need 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil in the bottom of a non-stick pan, preferably. Turn it on to medium. And then you add your meat. Now today I'm using pork, minced pork, 2 pounds of minced pork. You can use a pound of minced pork, a pound of beef. You can use a half a pound of veal, a half a pound of pork, a half a pound of beef. Anything as long as it comes up to 2 pounds of ground meat. And you brown it for a few minutes. And break up the clumps. This is the slow part. They often have it on New Year's Eve after midnight mass. They call it réveillé. We like it Christmas Eve. Even little kids like it.
Are you talking about me?
Well, Brian, you are not a little kid, but you're a big kid, and I've never known you not to like anything I've made. And in the meantime, you can be getting your vegetables ready. You need about 2 cups of chopped onion, as you can see here. You want a cup of chopped celery. You want a cup of sliced mushrooms. Some people even put carrots, turnip, potatoes in. But this is sort of a combination recipe that I've been using for a few years, and it seems to go over well. Sometimes I have Christmas music playing in the background, just to put you in the proper spirit.
Now, how did you learn this recipe?
It's a combination recipe of friends. I have a few French-Canadian friends, and they really know how to cook. And they cook things like this all the time.
Are you French-Canadian, Sheila?
My background is Scottish pretty well. But because I live in Ottawa, which is the capital of Canada, and it's in the province of Ontario, which is right next door to Quebec, we have more of an influence of the Quebecois and French-Canadian than some of the other provinces do. Our Parliament buildings are on the Ottawa River, which divides the two provinces. So when you're in the Parliament buildings, you can stand there and look over Ontario, the city of Ottawa, or look up into the north of the Gatineau Hills. We call them mountains, even though they're not really mountains. They are part of the oldest rocks in the world. Takes a little while to brown this. Turn up the stove a little bit.
Should we call in the sous chef to continue the browning while you do other things, or you have to?
Well, pretty well. We're all set to go, Brian.
Okay. So you're just browning the hamburger.
Well, it's not really hamburger.
Oh, what is it?
It's minced pork.
Oh, minced pork. I'm sorry. That's right. This is a pork meat pie.
Yeah, but it can also have veal and beef.
But you always make it for us, usually the pork version. Is that correct?
Yes. For one thing, veal is not the easiest to find. But at this time of year in Canada, all the ground pork goes on special, so that it's cheaper. I like to make mine in November, beginning of November, stick it in the freezer, and then it's made. You can also make little individual ones. That's a lot of work. But if you're having a cocktail party and you want to have little Tourtière tartlets, you could make them, and they're very good too. We're coming.
Take your time, no problem. Our viewers are patient.
Well, they're going to be hungry by the time this is finished. When was the first time you had one, Brian?
Had a what, Tourtière?
Tourtière.
You tortured me with that years ago.
And you liked it?
I did.
How do you spell it?
Oh, come on. I'm not even going to try.
Tourtiere.
I knew that.
Tourtière. I've never really met anybody yet who doesn't like it. Doesn't mean a thing.
Everybody likes your cooking.
Oh, you like other people's cooking better than your own.
So, folks, make sure you can visit Sheila on the web, and I'll put that website on for you where you can see her making the old-fashioned strawberry gin.
It smells so good when you make it.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost brown. We require a few spices. The only herb I use is parsley, but the onion and celery and mushrooms or any other little cube vegetables you want to put in it contribute to the moisture. You don't want it really brown, you just want it, the pink taken out and broken up. Okay, I think we're browned enough.
Okay, let me move out of the way.
Now we add the chopped onions,
Okay.
the chopped celery, you mix it in. This is what helps to keep it moist, as well as the flavor.
Can you tilt the pan a little bit so the viewers at home can just see what you've done?
How's that?
Let me see, so they know what it looks like, so they do
Yep.
the right stuff. Okay.
And we need garlic.
All right.
2 cloves of garlic. If you like garlic, you can put in more. Mix it well. So you're still on medium heat. Now the mushrooms. Mushrooms weren't part of the original recipe, but with each improvement they added other vegetables, and the mushrooms really are tasty. Mix everything up. It helps to have everything ready to put in before you start cooking.
What else do you need? I'll hand it to you.
I need the beef broth.
Beef broth, okay.
1.5 cups of beef broth. You can make your own or you can buy it tinned. Stir it well. Now you need your spices. I'm very leery about salt. The recipe calls for 3/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm inclined to add a good sized pinch like that and then taste it before you put it in the shell and add more salt than if you need it. Cloves are very highly spiced too, so you need a pinch of them. If you put too many cloves in, that's all you taste. So just a pinch. Sprinkle it over.
You need to step to the right a little bit, Sheila, so we can see what you're doing. Okay.
And then you need 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Are we going to put the recipe on after, Brian?
Well, we'll put it on the website. I don't know about, we'll see about, maybe we can put it on the town website also for the Milton TV viewers.
And parsley. Keep stirring. Now this takes a little while to cook.
All right. You want to just pause a bit so that
yes, I think we should pause.
All right.
Until it's ready to.
And so we'll be right back then. Okay. Okay, you're on.
Now we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of ground savory.
Let's look over in the pan here, Sheila.
And a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper.
Okay, so let's look in the pan there. All right, now look, I see the water and the broth in there. Oh, the camera just slid down. Okay, I see the water and broth. Now, how long do you cook that off?
You cook it till there's approximately 2 tablespoons of liquid left. You just keep pressing down, and you can see it. It takes about 20 minutes.
Can you tilt that whole pan just and hold it for a second? I don't want to burn you, but let's see. All right, now stir it a little bit so I can see. So there is some water in there.
Can you see the water, the liquid?
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's all over here. You want to cook it until there's only about 2 tablespoons left.
Okay.
And it's okay now to put it on simmer and walk away and leave it for a little while, just stirring it every time you walk by.
So how long has it been simmering now?
It's been simmering about 10 minutes.
But
as you can see, if you tip it and press it, it's still got a little more than 2 tablespoons of fluid. Is that showing, Brian?
Yes. Yeah.
So I would give it another 10 minutes and then add the breadcrumbs.
Okay. We'll be right back.
It's going faster now.
Okay. Okay, Sheila, now where are we at now?
We have about 2 tablespoons of fluid left, which is perfect. Now, if you don't do this, it gets very, very liquidy when you're trying to eat it. So you put in a cup of breadcrumbs. I like using the Italian flavored ones. Gives it a little more flavor. And you just do it up, turn off your oven, your stove. Can you see what it looks like, Brian?
If you tilt it, it will be better a little bit.
I'll tilt it in a minute. It absorbs all that extra fluid. Now, this is when some people put in potatoes. Mashed potatoes, which do the same thing as the breadcrumbs. Oh, does that ever look good? Mwah. Does it ever smell good? Now I'll tilt it, Brian, so you can see what it looks like.
Now hold it there for a second. So again, folks, you're looking at Canadian, French-Canadian Tourtiere pork meat pie. Okay.
Now I need a little spoon, and I'll taste it. I'll taste it with this and then get it clean. Or maybe you should taste it, Brian. This has to be put in the fridge for a few minutes until it's cool. Not really cold, but cool, because if you pour it into the pie shell right now, it makes the pie crust all gooey instead of being crisp. So we can put it in the pot if you've got room in your fridge to put it in the pot, or put it in another bowl and put it in the fridge for 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Okay.
Okay?
Alrighty.
Now I believe it's cool, and we can put it into the pastry shell. Now when I was younger and stronger, I used to make my own pastry. But the older I got and the smarter I got, I thought, what am I trying to prove? So now I buy the pastry, whatever brand you like, from the cooler section of your supermarket. And I found out it's approximately the same recipe I used when I made my own. Cuts down on the time, cuts down on your aggravation. It means you can make more. Now, as you can see, this makes a good sized pie. You can serve 6 people easily with it. Now you sort of squash it down. Because when you cut it to serve it, you want it to come out in a smooth piece. It smells so good. You may find you want to serve it at other times of the year. Okay. Now you always have to let the steam escape when you're cooking it. So you make little cuts in the pastry. Start in the center. Make one long one, a shorter one beside it, and then a shorter one beside that. And then you sort of decorate it up a little bit. You pick it up, hope it's gone through, and put it on half the pie. And then bring it over. Now how's that look?
Looks good to me.
Now you want to seal it. And the old-fashioned way is to cut off the excess so that it's smooth. And when I was growing up, we were allowed to play with these little pieces and make our own little pies. I think my hands were stronger in those days. Press it firmly. You do a little bit of crimping. Put 2 fingers. Bring the pie crust.
Let me zoom in again.
You put 2 fingers.
You turn around to the other one. Okay. Okay.
And pinch it between your fingers. I've never had one boil over on me yet in the oven.
I see your wedding band, Sheila. How many years you been married?
55 years.
To the same guy?
Yeah. Still complaining about me. 55 years, 4 children, 7 grandchildren, and a very happy life. No real tragedies. Now sometimes I make these just a wee bit wider again. Now the last piece. 1A, you whip it. Oh, you've turned your oven on, by the way.
What degree?
To 375
Now look at the
degrees.
oven. Let's see what we have here. We have 375.
Now you add about a teaspoon of water to this.
Why?
Whip it up to thin it out, because if you brush, we're going to brush it onto the pie crust to help it turn a nice shade of brown. But if you don't put water in, you get hunks of egg, cooked egg on top, and it doesn't look as attractive. Now, if you just brush it on lightly, you don't use the whole thing.
That just helps it brown?
Helps it brown. Gives it sort of a different feeling to the pie crust too. Not like a fruit pie. Fruit pie I'd put sugar on.
So this is ready for the oven?
It certainly is.
Will it boil over? Should you put a pan underneath it? Or
You
just
can,
right
but
on
I've
the
never had one boil over yet.
Well, that's a pretty good track.
Voila!
Right? What was that?
Le Tourtière. I'm hungry, Brian.
Alright, well, stay right there, Sheila. I'm going to join the shot with you. Folks, you've been watching my mother-in-law, Sheila Black, create her fabulous French-Canadian Tourtière pork meat pie. We appreciate you watching the show. She's going to put it in the oven now. We'll be back in a few minutes. She says she's going to serve it for dinner tonight. So we're going to take a shot of that as she puts it on the table. So again, my name is Brian Kelly. You've been watching Talk of the Town with the internet sensation Sheila Black.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, so you going to throw that in the oven?
Yep.
All right, go ahead. Throw her in the oven. And how long do they cook it for, Sheila?
Try 45 minutes.
45 minutes, okay?
And look at it. If it's brown, don't forget it. Everything's cooked except the pie crust. 40 to 45 minutes.
Okay. And we'll be back in 45 minutes.
Now, if you want,
yes.
you can freeze it before you cook it. I do that. I make them all, freeze them, bring them out one at a time as I need them, and cook them from frozen. And you let it thaw for about 4 hours, and then you cook it at the same temperature.
Okay.
And it's really good.
Thank you, Sheila.
Anytime, Brian. Enjoy.
Okay, Sheila, bring it in, please. Let's see, Sheila, bring it over here so we can see it home.
Voila, le Tourtière.
Oh, it smells
Let me see.
delicious.
Wait, Sheila, you gotta give me. Okay, go put it down. It takes a minute to that folks at home can see it.
Ooh, it smells great. Looks wonderful, Mommy.
You miss a lot when you can't smell it.
Okay, Sheila.
Enjoy.
So-
Bon appetit.
You're gonna cut a slice so folks at home can see you cutting this up?
Always cut it in half. And then you can tell how much one slice will be. Morgan,
Yeah,
would you care for some Tourtière?
sure.
Now, sometimes the first piece doesn't turn out perfectly.
Well, it better.
good.
Perfect.
Looks good.
Bernard, would you like some?
Yes, please. About that same amount.
Thank you.
About that amount.
Oops. There you go. Hillary, would you like some?
Sure. Yeah, no, thank you.
Oh, I got that.
Some of Aunt Jenny's homemade chili sauce. This is better than any ketchup.
I'd love some. Thank you.
I believe your father would like some.
Yes, I would. It's good. 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 Would you like some?
And
of
we
that?
have wonderful
Would you like
salad.
some of that stuff?
Hillary, would you like some salad?
All right, well, before everyone gets eating, we're going to say goodbye to the folks at home. Sheila, stay where you are. Okay, folks, there you have it. Sheila Black, my mother-in-law, Hillary's mom, has just finished making a wonderful
Awesome.
pork pie, Tourtiere,
Tourtiere.
French-Canadian Tourtiere. I want to thank all of you for watching the show, for joining us on Talk of the Town, and we'll see you again soon. Say goodbye, Sheila.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, Sheila.